Previously on Survivor. 18 new players began their quest to become Michigan's third sole survivor.
As long as I keep my ego out of the way and just shut my mouth, I'll be in good shape.
During the first challenge, Richard attempted to sabotage the Tormenta tribe. But after Emily P. agreed to throw a later challenge to Tafiti, Brady helped Tormenta solve the puzzle. With the idol clue in hand, Eliza found the hidden immunity idol in no time at all.
And so I pulled him out, and I was very excited about it all.
On the Tormenta tribe, Ben, Will, and Emily formed a tight three, and they planned to bring in Jesse as their fourth.
We were like, we want to pull Jesse in.
Ben also reached out to Brady from Tafiti, forming the first cross-tribe alliance of the game. On Sabu Sabu, Devin and Andrew formed a duo.
For real.
I actually value this.
As did Eliza and Emily B, while Richard threw out every name on the tribe. In the end, Richard's paranoid persona doomed him, leading him to become the first person voted out of the game. 17 remain. Who will be voted out tonight?
I appreciate the trust.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Let's win the next one.
Yeah, I know.
Let's win the next one. Take Tafiti and Tormenta down a bloody pair too.
Yeah.
Richard told me he didn't have the clue to the idol. Dude's a scumbag. I was telling him, hey man, this is what I remember. And he's like, yeah, I have no idea, no intent on looking for it. Eliza then tells me, yeah, I went looking with Richard. Such fucking bullshit. Can't wait till that kid goes home.
I feel heartbroken for Richard. I meant when I said at Tribal that it was going to be heartbreaking. Because the dude's a nice guy, he just had to go. Because then it would have been me and that wouldn't have been good. So, yeah.
Devin and I may have sort of baited Richard into becoming a three with us so we could have options, and then may have turned it on him. But I kind of don't care. He was being completely unreasonable, trying to make huge moves so early on in the game, and all I wanted to do was just leave the entire time and be like, dude, you suck so bad at the game.
Like, he was like yelling out random numbers to other people's like tribes, to other tribes during the Sudoku challenge. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. Some people on my team, and like even me too, kind of think that could be one of the reasons why Tormenta helped Tafiti is because maybe like they saw Richard doing that and really like didn't love it. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5. The fact that did like piss them off that early like kind of sucks for our tribe. So I don't know. I mean, if it was Richard that like caused them to get angry, I hope that like ends it. I don't know if like they've been meeting up like these past few days or whatever.
I revealed to Brady that our tribe, Tormenta and his tribe, should be working closely together because we could benefit so much from each other. Because there are three tribes, we have this available strategy where we can have two tribes dominate competitions and help each other out if they can.
This whole idea of the six of us would be to eradicate Suva. You know, it's more of a sophisticated plan of like Sabu Sabu.
I don't know how I did it. I think that's right.
I think you're right.
I just call them Orange Tribe, Green Tribe, and Black Tribe.
I know you're Tafiti, we're Tormenta.
We're Tormenta, and then there's Sabu. Or Sabu.
They're the losers.
There's got to be some swaps coming at some point, and we need to protect ourselves against that. So the idea I had is that Brady and Ben will say meet as basically two, emperors, like two warrior tribes, and a summit. That's exactly what it is. It's going to be a summit where we're assembling a power alliance, and basically Brady brings two of his best allies, and Ben brings two of his best allies, and we're going to get a core 6 power alliance. And then in addition to that, within the Tafiti tribe and the Tormenta tribe, there will be an outer 4 within that core 6, being potentially Jesse, Nick, and the 2 remaining members of Tafiti.
Hilarious though, because the plan that Will suggested is the plan that Brady and I created last week. So we're 15 steps ahead of him. And this is where I started to doubt myself yesterday. I started to say, Will is really smart. I don't know if I could beat him in the end. That is a lie. I know that I could beat him in the end because I'm already 5 steps ahead of him.
And so he texts me and he's like, Ben, I really want you to go make a power alliance with Brady and then try to see if he can pull in 2 people and I can pull in, and you can pull in 2 people. Yeah. And I was like, that is such a good idea. I'd never even thought of that. And he was like, he could maybe pull in 2 people from his tribe, and then we could pull in 2 people, and then we could also have outer circle. Literally exactly the plan. We're thinking like 3 steps ahead of him.
At a low level, it's let's gang up and take out Savu, but at a higher Savu, I would say wrong, sorry, Savu, but at the higher level, it's that really it's this core 6 within that would be going to final 6. People in the outer alliance will be ignorant of it completely. All they will know is that we're ganging up and taking out Savu. That's it, and that won't even come up until there is a swap situation.
I don't want to have people to have knowledge about me. I don't want them to have a reason to vote me out, and they won't have a reason to vote me out because I'm going to be 5 steps ahead of them. I'm already 20 steps ahead of every person on my tribe.
I feel safe right now because I'm like the noob, the new player of the group, the one who doesn't know anything, and I do not think people is going to vote out for me. Not at all. I feel super safe right now. So if they do vote for me, that would be funny.
So Nick decided to message me and ask if I wanted to be in a real alliance.
I do not think that she's that smart.
This was actually Friday.
And I do not trust her.
And I said, oh, sure, because you don't say no to being in an alliance with somebody.
Nonetheless, I reached out to her because I do think she's a good player and we are in an alliance, if I am to believe her.
He says, but I don't think alliances should be secret, because if an alliance is secret, then there's nothing like at stake. And I was like, what? I'm not gonna get in an alliance that wants to be public from day one. No.
She wants to keep things secret though, so she may have another alliance under her sleeve. He may be hiding it to me. I do not trust her.
And I went, if you guys help us right now, we'll throw a challenge to you later. But no intention of following through.
She mentioned several times that she does not plan to follow through the deal that she made to the tribe with whom we sort of made a deal.
But I've explained to them that we don't have to throw the challenge. And Nicholas doesn't get it. He's like, but we made a deal. Why don't we help them? Like, we should work with them. And I'm like, don't really think it's a good idea.
Alright, come on in, guys. Tafiti and Tormenta getting your first look at the new Savu tribe. Richard voted out at the last tribal council. Alright, welcome to your next challenge. First things first, I will take back immunity. Tafiti, bring it back. Thank you. And Tormenta, I will take it back as well. Alright, these immunities are not both back up for grabs because only one tribe will walk out of here with immunity. The losing 2 tribes will both go to tribal council this week. No, they're separate. Alright, so for today's challenge, it's going to be a 1 versus 1 versus 1 competition. Each tribe will send 1 player out. You'll have a ping pong paddle and you'll be balancing a solo cup on it.
You'll have to stay inside the triangle of cones. Last person with the cup still on the paddle wins a point for their tribe. First tribe to 5 points wins immunity. Other 2 tribes going to tribal council. You guys can pick your first people and we'll get started. Survivors ready, let's go. Both coming for Aaron right away. Brady backs off, nobody wants to attack first.
Brady scores the first point for Tafiti as Andrew can't keep it up. Sarah goes after Devin and Sarah's cup falls. Devin lunges and can't get it. Ben scores.
Knock him out!
Chloe goes for Chloe falls.
Nice.
Going at each other. All right.
Knock him out! Knock him out!
Dylan and Eliza battling each other. Eliza knocks Dylan's cup, score a point.
Everybody can switch corners. Emily.
There's it first.
Definitely. Theirs was first.
Blue
Survivors ready. Go.
Will sneaks behind Eliza to get her cup and oh, but now he's down as well and Emily scores for Tafiti.
Who is going to be aggressive? Ben going for Andrew. Ben's falls. Easy. Yep, wait.
Let him go.
Let's go! Sarah going towards Austin. Staying by himself. There you go. Sarah knocks Austin off. He's shaking. He's shaking. Keep your eyes on him. He's shaking.
Cassie goes for Aaron and hers falls. And Aaron's falls too, and with that, Devin scores a point.
Go guys, one more! Let's go! You got this, Emily, you got it!
Emily going after Dylan, and both of their cups fall. Tormenta gets another.
Chloe scores a point. Big hero here, come on. Sabu or Tafiti scores, they win.
I don't know if she knows me.
We got Eliza, Emily P, and Emily L. Survivors ready. Go!
Emily P goes for Eliza and can't get there. Emily P is out.
Let's go, Eliza, come on! Jockey Bill!
Lisa from Sabu Sabu, please. All right, Sabu Sabu, congratulations. Come and get it. Tribal immunity for the week. Which means Tormenta and Tafiti, each of you guys will have to vote one person out of your tribe this week. The last thing we have to get to, just like the last challenge, the winner gets to give each of the losing tribes a clue. So you have one for Tormenta, one for Tafiti. Take a little bit to decide who is gonna get the clue from each tribe.
The girl with the green hair, I thought she went last all the time.
Yeah.
Let's get her an idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
I'm cool
sharing.
I'm cool
Like, I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm cool sharing.
And then it's like up to you. We all have the clue, and it's up to you. How does it work? Like I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
It's a clue to.
No, like I understand it's a clue to find what? An immunity item. So immunity item. So one person.
What happens? All right. So what happens is you keep it if you find it. You don't have to tell people, or you could tell people as a sign of trust. And then at a tribal council, if people write down your name and you think you're about to go, you play it right before they read the votes.
And then you won't go home.
And then you're safe. And the next highest number goes.
All right, Sabu Sabu. First up, Tafiti's clue. Come and grab it. Give it to whoever you would like. Far tribe. It's gonna be Austin gives it to Emily L. All right, Tormenta. Who is it gonna be on Tormenta? Emily gives it to Jesse. All right, Jesse and Emily, you guys both have clues to your tribe's idol. I will see both of you guys at Tribal this week. That's all I got for you. Grab your stuff, head on out. Good night.
Okay. I just got back from the competition and strategizing, and we fucking lost. And part of me is a little bit like thrilled that we lost, because I really want to go to Tribal Council. I really want people's true colors to show, and I'm so ready to get Aaron out of here. First of all, that twist. Why?
Yeah, 2 tribes go.
Why?
I don't know why I didn't expect that. It was like the one thing I didn't even think of. And right away, from everyone, we're walking the same direction away from the challenge. And Ben's like, oh my God, I have so much stuff that we need to talk about. Our minds racing. So we just start kind of like walking towards Carytown, because that's where he lives.
It's Aaron and Nick are the clear targets this week.
Yeah.
For us. And we just have to make sure that Emily is on the same page with us, which I think she is.
Oh, I trust Emily.
I trust her
she
very
came and
much.
I love Ben. He's great. He's a good personality. He's a nice guy. He's a very strategic thinker. He's like slightly neurotic like I am, and slightly neurotic like Emily PR. You know, really, like as soon as we met each other, the 3 of us, and we're talking like on day 1, and we assembled into our group of 3 and got our green buffs. It was like, Jesus, we are the Brains tribe from Survivor Cagayan. It was terrible how neurotic we felt like we were right from the get-go.
Honestly, I think I trust you the most on my tribe.
Yeah, me too. You're my number 1.
Seriously, you're my number 1 too. You have the most mature mind on our tribe, and that's what I need.
Damn. Thanks.
I have created a real bond with Will. He constantly is saying that he trusts me, and I'm constantly saying I trust him. But there is no way in hell I'm ever coming even close to Final Tribal Council with him. That man, and yeah, I mean, that man will beat me if he's in the end. And so, yes, I am loyal to him, but no way will he be sitting next to me. No way will he be even in the final 5 if I have something to do with it.
No, I'll tell you what we need to do.
What?
We need to get an alliance of 4 that's fake with Aaron, Emily, you, and me. And we need to hang out the 4 of us and make Aaron feel 100% safe.
So then we blindside her. Fuck yeah.
I think that's the only thing we can do.
I think so, because she has to feel secure.
Yeah.
So we just got done with the challenge, and I'm walking home, and I'm thinking to myself, I really like Emily, and I really want to work with her going forward. And before I even have a chance to contact her, because I didn't want to be perceived as playing the game too hard, I got a text from her asking to work together. So that was an easy alliance that kind of just fell into my lap.
I decided, okay, I'm gonna walk this towards my car. I'm gonna take Erin home because I wanted to check in with her because I wanted her out, but I also needed to know what she was thinking.
So I personally am thinking about Nicholas because I think that Jesse would be easier to work with down the road.
Erin and I go in the car, we're like, okay, we're gonna work together and we're gonna get Ben and Will to work with us, but because we think there are 2. I know that there are actually 3, or if there are 2, I'm screwed. But I know that they're already working together because they're working with me. And afterward, I call Ben and Will immediately as I'm getting to my apartment, and I tell them all about my conversation with Erin.
We need to make Erin think that we're targeting Jesse.
Actually, she's from Allendale, Michigan, and I have friends from Allendale. And so after the first day of meeting, I messaged my friend Brendan and asked, hey, do you know Erin? He's like, oh my gosh, she was friends with my ex-girlfriend. I was like, oh, I liked your ex-girlfriend. He was like, but you won't like Erin. Do not work with Erin. She is a fireball. And I was like, okay, nope, not gonna happen.
Also, think about it this way. If Nick votes wherever he wants and he votes for one of us 4, then we know where he is.
We know.
William reached out to me asking me about my thoughts, and William was the candidate that I was thinking about voting out because he's a fucking PhD student. Will is a player that I want out ASAP.
So I talked to Nick. I just didn't vibe with him over like any kind of conversation really, and it kind of died down. That was it.
I do not like to lie to people, so when William told me what am I thinking, I of course did not tell him that I'm thinking about voting him out.
Yeah, you know, I feel kind of bad. Like me and Ben are ragging a lot on Erin, and like I don't know. It's like I feel like a jerk the way that we talk about her. Nick.
She's like a blister that is starting to grow, and if we don't slice it off now and deal with it, then by the time we have to deal with it, it's going to take a lot more medical care.
Actually, I've been having very good luck with my alliances.
Erin is annoying as hell. I cannot stand her. Actually,
I'm sorry, Erin. You seem really nice. But you're going home because look at us. We're sorry, Mom. We're so much cooler than you. Yikes. Survivor. So sad. Thank
so when I saw that Emily and Eliza were the last 2 for the last point, and we were both tied at 4-4, and then whoever won that one is gonna like win the whole thing, I was really nervous. I was like, oh no.
Of course, I gotta be the tiebreaker here, or at least hopefully the tiebreaker. I blow it. I drop my cup.
Yeah, basically I just didn't have faith in Emily to beat Eliza because I saw her compete like 2 other times before that. She was good.
But then on top of that, I get this stupid clue telling me to go somewhere. I've never seen Survivor. I don't know what's going on. And basically all I know about it is that I gotta go somewhere where there's a tree and there's dirt, and it isn't on North Campus. That's all I know.
Like, think of all the cards that I'll scribble.
Where's Clue? You're gonna read it right there? Am I? No. Okay. This is mine and mine only. Well, you guys are on my tribe too, so I don't know. I don't know how this game works. I'm just here. Should I be an asshole or should I not be an asshole? I mean, I kind of am. I don't know. I kind of regret half of it.
Honestly, I was kind of rude to my teammates in not showing them the clue. In retrospect, I probably should have done that.
Wow, that was pretty shitty.
After the last challenge, we kind of like paired off into groups. It was me, Cassie, and Dylan, and then Emily, Chloe, and Brady.
And do we want to stress team chemistry?
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking
as well. And what does that
mean to you guys?
And we have a group chat as well, me, Dylan, and Cassie. And we basically just like talk about the game, like strategies and stuff. We decide to align together. And also I thought Dylan was like a little bit of a frat boy, but he's proven me wrong since then, so.
You have to leave. You have to leave, man.
I could not deal with this. Oh man.
I can't do this with you in. Alright,
Dylan knows a lot secretly.
He told me he barely watched the show.
He doesn't. He watches all of the show.
He knows all of it.
It's a very
He's
specific
playing
fact.
dumb frat boy. Alright, producers talk about stuff. Nah, fuck you. You gotta get out of here. You gotta leave. Get out.
He's not a dumb frat boy.
We gotta keep him for challenges though. You gotta go, man. Just go outside for like 15 minutes.
I mean, I'm just gonna say I feel like we all click except Emily.
I know.
I'm sorry. Like,
I know.
It's just the truth.
I don't want to say anything super mean just because, like, when the show airs, I don't want them to be like, man, this girl was so fake. Like, she was my friend during the show and, like, everything she said was a lie. So, I'm not even trying to be friends with Emily because I don't want to be fake.
Emily doesn't really fit in. She just doesn't vibe with the tribe. She hasn't been doing very well in challenges, so it makes a lot of sense to vote out Emily.
Okay, Emily is not helpful in challenges, so in that aspect, we do want to get rid of her. Sarah is helpful in challenges.
Which,
that's kind of a big deal.
I rely on internet humor way too much to boost my social life, oddly enough. So
We can be the hard boys, like hard walk, but we're the hard boys. That was bad, so I should stop talking.
Emily is the one that we want out, Emily Levy, because she's driving us insane. She is so bad at the challenges. She's really awkward with the tribe. Like, she's really sweet, but we just don't vibe with her at all. And she's never watched a game before, so she's like not even really doing anything significant. So we're really tired of it because we can't talk to her for that long. It drives us insane. Emily doesn't even have a phone.
She lost it at a frat party, apparently.
She goes to frat parties.
Hopefully the next couple weeks will go a little better for both myself and for Tafiti as a whole, and hopefully we can hop back in and prove ourselves as the big ol' happy camper group, whatever that we are. Later.
I went into this challenge being like, we have to win this. Like, we cannot go back to tribal council. Like, last week was so stressful. Like, we need to do this. And so then, like, to hear that our changes went from 2/3 to 1/3 to not go back to tribal council was like kind of like, ooh, that sucks. But like, still, like, we got this. Like, we can do this. Like, we need to win. Like, we want this most. Like, we're gonna do this.
But yeah, no, I definitely got a little nervous.
And so it's like, I go up again and again, I'm like, I got this. Like, nothing's getting in my way. Like, this is all me. Like, everybody watch out because Eliza's winning this challenge for my team.
And Eliza closes it out like a champion. Girl's got the clutch factor.
And I look over and Cooper's like, and Eliza like wins it for the tribe or whatever. I'm like, oh my god. And like my entire tribe is like running into like the field and like everyone like envelops me into this group hug and it was just like complete victory. Like I could hear the like Survivor music going on in the background as it's like Sabu Sabu wins immunity and I'm just like, oh.
So fired up about that challenge. Let's fucking go.
It just feels, it just like in that moment it feels so good. Like it feels so good and it was just like totally like, you know, like Survivor, like bucket list, like check. Like that was like one of the most amazing feelings.
It was nice when I woke up this morning and I didn't have to think about having to go home. That was incredible. That was such a load off my shoulders.
Looking towards the rest of the game, I think we're screwed.
And everyone is ganging up on us.
If the other tribes are working together, the 5 of us are massive underdogs. So we're gonna have to pull something out of our butts.
I need both those other idol clues. I need this idol. I want it so badly I can taste it. I've looked all over campus. I want that thing so badly. I'm gonna find it. Just a matter of when. No one's found it so far.
Oh my god.
Someone will probably find it tomorrow, if anything, because there's so much time tomorrow on Friday. And then Saturday's a complete burn day. No one's gonna be looking.
Wow, I'm so impressed.
Hey, what's up? I just have to say this before I get blackout and forget.
It's 2 weeks down to Survivor, and I'm going to Tribal, and I'm going to survive it because Aaron is going the hell home. Bye.
So afterwards, after we win the challenge, things are, you know, going really well. Like the team's bonding, we're all talking, we're like strategizing on how to like maybe like do things to like screw with the other teams. And I suggested that we could I dropped my phone. I suggested that we like take this and maybe like play it, like pretend it's like a immunity thing and like hide it or something, and hit an immunity idol. And like I started to like realize that like maybe I really like I got like maybe caught up in the adrenaline of the moment, and maybe I like shouldn't say those things to certain people because they like perceive me again as a bigger threat.
Eliza mentioned that her and her roommates pre-game with Survivor, which I thought was really interesting, and I don't know how the pre-game happens, but she watches Survivor with her roommates before she goes out, and I definitely think that's really sus because she knows the game really well, probably watches episodes over and over again.
Eliza is going to try and probably bring you over to her side because that's who she is. She's a super fan. She likes big moves. She likes having the power. I want her to think she's in the driver's seat. And really, I'm going to be the one making all the decisions.
I was just in the art museum in the UMA studying. It's a good place to study in my opinion. And it turns out that Ben from the Tormenta tribe works there. And he like saw me and we were like, it's from Survivor? Yeah. And so he came and he sat down. And we started talking a little bit about like Survivor and the challenges and like how like knowing people on like different tribes is probably like a good thing.
Oh my god. Look at life.
Her crew.
Are you joking?
Yeah.
She's somebody who, when we were in the original circle, I feel like I was disappointed that I didn't get to talk to and that I didn't connect with because she's someone who I thought that I could instantly have a bond with.
If there's one person I want to sit next to at the end, it's Eliza. Because I think we just have a really good vibe, and I don't know if I could beat her, but I want to go to the end with her because I think as fans, like, it would be fun.
I finally have solidified a 4-person alliance on my tribe. We're calling it, I think, the Kroger Plus Card Team. Sort of like an inconspicuous name so that if it pops up, it seems totally unrelated. But I really feel like we have Jesse working with us, and I hope that that's true.
So when it comes to the Kroger Plus Alliance, it's Will, Ben, me, and Jesse. The inner 3 of that is me, Ben, and Will. But I like Jessie, and I don't want her to feel unsafe, and she needs to be comfortable. So her name cannot get thrown out no matter what, because then she'll get paranoid.
He's like, oh, okay, like you can be in an, like, do you want to be in an alliance with us? But that's like last one in, first one out. Like they don't think I'm a threat, and so that I'm easy.
It's sad, but like I could see her demise is going to be one that's hard for us, but it's going to be something that we're all going to say, it's your time to go.
Yeah, it's like something where we don't want it, but like when it is the right time, we're all going to know at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, Jesse.
Like, Jesse, we don't need your number anymore.
Like, I'm the first one out, for sure. They just don't see me as a threat. They must see me as less of a threat than Nick for some reason. I'm kind of offended, actually.
And it's not like we're manipulating her, but
No.
it's not. She's definitely not someone that I need to.
We're not manipulating her. It's just in her best interest to advance our game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all.
Will texted me, yo, Jesse, yo. Okay. How are you feeling about tribal and the voting that must happen? And I was like being kind of dumb, and I was like, I'm guessing it's either Aaron or Nick. Like, I wasn't being very committal, which I'm sure does not lend itself very well to him, like, trusting me. This is my Christian cake that I found from the Christians in the Diag.
But that's why I messaged her tonight instead of what your head at. Like, I didn't have too much strategy in that. I just wanted to say, like, you know, and then she responds just kind of like, she says, I'll probably vote with the numbers. I'll probably vote with the numbers. Like,
and this also freaks me out because, like, it makes it seem like the three of them have, like, their group chat where they're talking about which way I'm voting, because I'm clearly on the outskirts of this little alliance, and, like, do I need to make my own thing? But then there's no majority, so that's kind of dumb.
I really, want to say to Jesse, like, she was kind of on the fence at first, like, oh, I didn't even know that people were making alliances yet, right? And, like, I want to be like, no, you need to wake up.
Yeah.
You know, like if this is like a club or whatever you're doing to have fun, like that's cool. But like you need to understand that like people are out for blood and they are playing. And
He said, anyways, it's a long game ahead, but I just want you to know again that I really do trust you. What? Fake news. And I was like, oh, I trust you too. I really like this alliance. I fucking hate this alliance. But I need him right now. And I need him to not snake me. At this particular moment, I need him to not snake me. So, anyway, looks like we're voting Aaron out this week instead of Nick, which is a little bit surprising. But I just don't think that, I think Will has finally caught on to the fact that Nick is not a threat.
as soon as the challenge ended, we get the clue, and it was kind of, I don't know if it was Ben or Emily that said that we should all rate it as a group. And I mean, Jesse totally went with that, like all 6 of us read it.
I'm really glad they didn't give the clue to me because I would have tended to maybe not share, which would have been bad.
I wish I had known more about it before I got it, because then they were like, we're gonna share it and we're all gonna be friends, and I'm like, maybe I don't want to. I don't know anything about this, so I kind of got, I had to just go with them because I didn't want to be a snake.
Yesterday I went idol hunting with Will, and we didn't tell anyone in our alliance. So today, we're about to go idol hunt with Jesse and Emily Paddock in the Arb. But little do they know that Will and I are going to lead them to all the places we've already been, and take them on the most dead-end pathways that they could possibly find, because I don't want to find the idol with 4 people. I think that's completely ridiculous and would only create bad juju for our 4-person alliance, and I don't want that.
Search low, search high, search far and wide, but the hidden immunity idol is not inside, so put on your best hiking garb and begin your hunt in the Arb. This seems pretty straightforward. To be honest, I have no interest in going to hunt in the Arb.
All right, so we're
Kroger
here.
Plus
The
Club is
Kroger
here.
Plus Club is here. We're gonna go idol hunting, and
Hopefully we find it.
But we wasted 2 hours looking at trees.
Yeah, come on down.
Wait, there's a hole up there. I see there's a hole up there, like a big hole.
There might be critters up there. Be careful, Will.
Should I spot too? Fuck! Your shoes are not good for this.
I know this is incredibly dangerous, but I do climb a lot.
Will grinds my gears because he just seems he's not genuine at all. I cannot read him for shit. He doesn't like me. I can tell that if this little alliance thing falls apart, he wants to get me. I don't trust him.
Then all of a sudden, I'm into group chats, which means I guess I'm into alliances, and definitely Brady and Chloe think that I'm in their alliance and that I'm playing Dylan and Sarah.
I honestly trust Dylan a lot more than Cassie, just because Cassie is a freshman and I don't know her that well, and I don't know, we don't really hang out, but I've hung out with Dylan a few times.
But I definitely will stick to a group for a while after I fix one if I get to stay in this game. It's just a matter of what's the smarter move. Like I said, I like Chloe, but she makes me very nervous right now.
Yep, Brady is really the only one I've met with outside of the game, other than just talking to the whole tribe just right after we finished filming. Yeah, Brady was the one I actually met with, and we talked strategy about who we were possibly going to vote out at Tribal tonight.
So I feel like we gotta keep, me and Dylan for challenges. I want to keep you around because I feel like if we get something, no one's gonna expect this, and then it'd be
But
So-
Emily is also a useful vote, so it's confusing.
She is a useful vote, but I mean, who else? You don't like?
I don't
is it
particularly like Sarah. I don't know why I don't like Sarah. My target this week is probably Sarah, just because we don't really like her, and she tries too hard to be a leader without actually getting in any of our input. And she's clearly watched the show a lot, so we're suspicious that she is a lot more up her sleeve and is just trying to plot everything. and she's not helpful enough in challenges to constitute needing her until the merge.
I've kind of forgot. I'm bad with names though, but what I do know is it is going to be one of the other female members of the team. That is all I will say at this point.
All right, guys, welcome to your first tribal council. We'll get right to it. Brady, what's kind of the group thought going into tonight?
I think the group thought is that we all want to stay together for as long as we can, and so I think Brizestigo is who we don't think really bonds with everyone and that we can trust for longer.
Sarah, would you say that there's one or two people that maybe don't bond as well with the group, and that's who's going to be targeted tonight?
Yeah, I definitely think that there's like a group chemistry that goes on, and like some people are a better fit for that than others.
So Dylan, who would you say in particular maybe doesn't fit in as well with the group?
I'll say we'll find out soon enough who doesn't fit in well with the group.
Emily, do you think it's going to be a blindside tonight, or does the person that's kind of maybe on the chopping block know that it's them at this point?
I think it's pretty much anyone's game right now. It's early on. I think there's going to be surprises, honestly.
So Cassie, what do you base your vote on tonight?
We need to win, because we all want to go far. So who do we think did well in the challenge? I don't know. Who do we think didn't do well? Might be more obvious.
Chloe, is it going to come down to who do you guys feel can help you most in the challenges then?
Yeah, I think at the moment it does. I think it's a little too early to use strategy too much, other than just winning challenges as a whole.
Brady, has there been a lot of strategy talk, or is it not really yet? There was just kind of a name thrown out early, and that's who it's going to be tonight.
I think we've all just talked like a little bit with each other, not really done anything. I know some of the other tribes have been out bonding and stuff, but we've just done a little bit of talking, and I guess we're just going to go off what we think is best.
So anybody can answer this, but you guys helped Tormenta out at the first challenge. What was kind of the deal with that?
I'll take this because that was kind of my fault. I just like heard that they said, hey, if you help us right now, we'll throw a challenge to you later, and just on the spot, I was just like, we can't really lose from this, so I kind of jumped in. I definitely should have consulted everyone before I did that, but maybe if the tribes stay together, maybe we can use the next challenge or something like that.
Do you think that they in any way helped you out at the last challenge, or have they not repaid their debt to you guys yet?
I don't think they've repaid their debt, but I think we would have to come up to them and say something, otherwise I don't think they would do anything.
So who feels confident that they know what's happening tonight? Raise your hand if you do. Yes? Emily and Sarah feel confident? Does that mean you guys both feel safe tonight?
Oh, absolutely not.
No. I'm just familiar with the whole procedure and everything.
So who feels maybe that their name has been thrown out this week? Anybody?
Honestly,
Sarah?
I don't think anyone should be
think-
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. There could be the tiniest thing to point to, like.
And we just met each other like what, a week or
Yeah,
so ago?
yeah.
Like,
I don't know. Without the camp life, it's like I don't really know, like.
and you can't
the
see
substance
someone
of these
go
people.
off and talk to someone else. It's
Right,
like-
right.
You can't watch anyone if they're having a conversation. You don't know what's happening behind texts or just when you're in class, anything could be happening.
Right.
So at this point, it's just like, do you trust them? Do you not? Saying you're safe is the famous last words. So
yeah,
hoping for the best.
All right, then with that, it is time to vote. Brady, you're up first. Alright, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Emily. Cassie. Emily. Emily. 3 votes Emily, 1 vote Cassie, 2 votes left. Second person voted out of Survivor Michigan, Mazed and Confused. Emily, that's enough. Come bring me your torch. Emily, the tribe has spoken.
So nice knowing y'all.
Time for you to go.
Alrighty. Adios.
Alright, the 5 of you stuck together tonight, but with more twists to come, who knows what will happen in the future. Grab your stuff, head on out. Good night.
I feel super safe. I feel super safe. I do not want to vote Erin out because it's not a useful elimination. I do not think that Erin is going to achieve anything in the game.
He goes, what about Will? And I'm like, Ben, Will? We gotta do something about this.
Emily William, she seemed not on board for no reason, and used that fact plus the fact that that I do not trust her completely leads me to believe that there may be something going on between William and her.
Nick is paranoid at this point. Like, he's not even the target and he's freaking out and he's slowly building a target on his back.
I'm starting to be thinking more and more often about the game and what relationship should I try to form, what should I say. It's slow. I think it's going to slowly drive me crazy. I'm going to end up dying.
He responds at like 3:22 in the morning and basically says, Will, I don't know what to do. Honestly, I don't know where to vote. Not for you, obviously, because you've reached out for me, so I can't vote for the people that have reached out for me. I have no idea what I'm doing in this game. Please just tell me what to do. Where do you think you should vote? Please don't vote me out. I just want to have fun. I honestly don't care if I don't survive. That's what he says. So, 4 minutes later, at 3:26 a.m., Nick messages Emily and says, what do you think about voting out Will? Emily, of course, immediately shares this screenshot with our group chat, so I wake up to that this morning, both of these messages, and now I am freaking pissed. That slimy rat bastard.
What the hell? I wake up and I find out that Nick is trying to reach out to both Emily and Will, and he may be plotting behind Will's back, but he's like not even tried to reach out to me. What the hell?
He thinks he can fuck with me? No, Nick. You have just put yourself in a much worse situation now. You don't know who the hell you're dealing with, man.
Nick just threw my name out. Nick just suggested either voting for Aaron or voting for me. He's so bad at this game. All he had to do was just sit there and vote. Like, he could have voted for anyone. He could have voted for Cooper and he would have been safe. What game are you playing? Are you playing Yahtzee?
Just shake some dice.
Shake some dice and throw? Guess what? Your days are numbered and you're going home tonight. And I swear to God you are going home. I swear to you on everything I own. You are going home.
You shouldn't have underestimated us.
You have no idea the fire you have lit underneath me. You are going home.
Did he idle hunt?
I absolutely think he did.
Like, should we?
Did you see?
I didn't see the snap. Not even Snapchat friends with him.
Of
really
his
dirty shoes.
Dirty tennis shoes, and it said "Time for a wash." Super late.
There was a lot of mud in the art.
And there's so much mud in there. Like, remember when we were like climbing that tree?
Like, where else is there mud?
Will's gonna try and get us all to vote Nick out this week, which would kind of be bad because Nick has a target on his back because he's kind of dumb.
Who did he tell you?
Well, so he threw out Ben's name later. That was later in the day. So, like, you know.
He just wants to vote everybody out.
It's like.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Aaron being in this game another week will hurt my game. Emily will jump to Aaron if she sees it fit for her. Will jump to Aaron if he sees it fit for him. It's just, I can't have my alliance have the opportunity to jump on me.
But yeah, Tribal Council I think will be a mix of very fun and very not fun.
Yeah, he did. He threw Aaron's name out. Like he also, but he threw
I thought
Ben's
he threw
name.
everybody's
He
name
threw
out.
everybody's name out, but he settled on wanting to get Aaron out. Like, so he's voting for Aaron.
I need to know why. Did he give you a reason?
He was
Like for either of us?
He just said like I don't know her, and so we should vote her out. And I was like, oh. He was saying.
I would be so down to vote for Will, but things are looking forward against Erin.
And so keeping him in the game for longer, I think would like also keep me in the game for longer because I am like, I think I have less of a target on my back.
I do not want to vote Nick out tonight. In fact, I will not vote Nick out tonight. And if they vote for Nick, I'm still voting for Aaron. And you know what? Maybe I'll jump on my alliance. Maybe I'll turn on my alliance this week.
So if they do vote for me, that would be funny. That would be unexpected, and I would like laugh. I don't know. It would feel weird for me, but it would be super interesting though. Super interesting.
Alright, Tormenta, welcome to your first tribal council. Emily, excited to be here, or is everybody a little nervous?
A little nervous because we don't really know what everyone's thinking. It's like someone could be voting for me tonight, but I could be voting for them.
Will, have there been definite people's names come up on the chopping block tonight?
Yeah, I would say that a couple names have been thrown out there, which is like a little disturbing, but I think it's been pretty much settled now.
Nick, are those names kind of out in the open? Everybody knows who's possibly getting votes tonight, or is it going to be a blindside?
I actually haven't heard any names, so I feel left out right now. I don't know.
So you haven't heard any names at all this week. So
No.
what are you basing your vote on then?
How I feel about other people. Like at this point, I feel it's mostly random. We have just started to meet each other, so I don't know. I'm nervous.
Aaron, do you think there's been alliances kind of formed at this point, or is everybody just kind of just throwing a vote wherever they feel like it?
I would have to assume that before tribal council, people have made alliances. A lot like Nicholas, I have felt out of the group on those alliances, which does not feel good right now.
Ben, is there kind of a group running it that's controlling everything at this point, or are people still trying to figure out where they're at?
I don't know if there is a group. I think that we're all just kind of doing our own thing, and I feel like the loop that you're talking about may not exist, which is a little impending, but I guess we'll see what happens.
Well, what are people maybe basing their vote on tonight?
Man, I think tonight's vote is gonna really come down to like tribe unity in some way. You know, like if there are people who don't necessarily want to play, or are like maybe not connecting as well, it could come down partially to that. I think it is a social game ultimately. It's like, you know, if you are making relationships with people, if you are trying to get to know people, I think that'll make a big difference for wanting to have a cohesive group.
So Ben, has there been a lot of back and forth this week, or has it been pretty simple? Same person's name has kind of been thrown out, and that's who it's going to be.
I haven't heard a lot of throwing out of names, but I think in my head it's been pretty clear.
Yeah, how do you spell your name?
Shots fired.
Ouch, throwing shade. So Nick, Emily, at the first challenge, you guys were helped out by Tafiti. What's kind of the stance on that deal at this point?
Well, we'll figure that out, but right now, we'll help them if it's in our interest, but if they seem to want us to help them, to sacrifice, like, for us, we're gonna have to lose another challenge in order to help them, I don't think that's in our interest, and we just want to get Tormenta as far as we can, with as many
Tormenta
people
strong.
as we can.
The last thing we need is to get on a losing streak right now.
Yes.
It is time to vote. Emily, you're up first.
The ass is because you decided to throw my name under the bus at 3 o'clock in the morning.
This is an easy vote, I think.
Nicholas, it's almost poetic that the day you start playing this game is also the day you stop.
So I'm voting for Aaron because I kind of need Nick to be stupid for another week. This is you.
All right, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Aaron. Aaron. Nick. Nick. 2 votes Aaron, 2 votes Nick, 2 votes left. Nick. Third person voted out of Survivor Michigan, Mazed and Confused. Nick, that's 4, that's enough. Come bring me your torch. Nick, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go. Alright, you guys all survived this vote. We'll see what happens moving forward. It's Mazed and Confused, so you never know. Grab your stuff, head on out. Good night. Is that fine?
Next week on Survivor Michigan. Ben and Brady's cross-tribe alliance begins to take power.
I know Sarah's.
And the players experience the most dramatic tribal council in Survivor Michigan history.
Wow, we had an alliance with Emily and William, and I really thought that it was going to be follow through because I'm a new player, so I thought that I wasn't a threat to anyone. So, wow, I was feeling super safe for this round. I hope William does very well. I hope Emily sucks. That's horrible.
Okay, so honestly, I feel like I got played.
Who do you think played you?
I think Brady did. Because we did meet beforehand and talk about who we were going to vote off, and I think he kind of tricked me into voting for Cassie or one of the other people because pretty much almost everyone else voted for me. You know, this is a game, and you gotta play it dirty sometimes. So I had a good couple weeks on here, and I'm glad I was here. So
Emily, you're a nice person, but you don't fit in with the tribe, and we need to win challenges. So this is my vote.
Should have learned my name.
Wow, that was something.